Hello everyone, I'm Jim Bruner. Welcome to Neighborhood Challenge, the TV game show where Sun City residents challenge their neighbors to match wits about general subject matter, as well as to go head-to-head on a variety of skill games that will test their ingenuity and manual dexterity using normal household items. At stake are some lovely prizes. The winning team members will receive $20 off any Lifestyles event, courtesy of Lifestyle Services. And our Health and Wellness Department provides each winning team member with a fitness coupon. But this is mostly for fun. Oh, and territorial bragging rights. And of course, your viewing entertainment there at home. Our neighborhood teams today represent Lake Somerset and Minnesota Group. Now let's meet our two teams. From Lake Somerset, Captain Sam. And from Minnesota Group, Captain Keith. All right, captains, we'll begin our challenge with randomly drawn questions from the following 4 subject categories. A Place in the Sun poses questions about geographic locales in and around Sun City Hilton Head. Fun and Games asks a question about sports and recreation within Sun City Hilton Head. And The Sounds of My Generation offers questions about oldies music and classic rock. And our last category is It Happened in My Lifetime. These questions are about historic events of the past 85 years. Each team will answer a single question from each of these 4 categories. The questions are worth 10 points each. Answer correctly, you get the points. Incorrect answers simply receive no points. But there are no penalties or point deductions for a wrong answer, so it's okay to guess. I'll read the selected question and your team will have 15 seconds to answer. Either of you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Now, before we start the questions, let's meet the team members from Lake Somerset. Tell us your name, how long you've lived here, and where you moved in from.
Name is Sam Michella, originally from New Jersey, and I've been here about 5.5 years.
All right, good.
Mike Farnham from Guilford, Connecticut. I've been here a little over 6 years.
Great.
Gary Miller, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. Been here about 4.5 years.
I'm Dave Lash, and I've been here 17 years.
17?
Ohio.
Ohio. Lots of Ohio. Lake Somerset, you won the toss, and we'll begin with the category A Place in the Sun. These are the questions about geographic locales in and around Sun City Hilton Head. A correct answer within 15 seconds earns your team 10 points. So let's have Lake Somerset Captain Sam pick a question. That's it. Okay. For whom is Sun City Hilton Head's Pinckney Hall named?
John Coatsworth Pinckney.
That's your answer?
Yes.
Well, I've got Charles Pinckney.
They're cousins.
Now, Keith, let's meet your team before we go to questions. Tell us your name, please, how long you've lived in Sun City, and where you moved in from. Keith?
I'm Keith Hopper. I've been here almost 5 years. I claim Minnesota as home, but I came here from Ohio.
Ohio again. Bill?
I'm Bill Cubley. Been here for 6.5 years. We moved out from California.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Sandy Anderson. We've been here 12 years. Moved here from Atlanta, Georgia, but originally I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota.
And Ann?
I'm Ann Cubley, and I'm from Minnesota originally, and we moved here from California.
Ah. Now, Keith, pick a question. The red one. A Place in the Sun. Most South Carolina plantations grew rice and another popular crop. What was the other popular crop in these plantations?
Indigo.
Okay.
Indigo.
Indigo.
Right away, Bill.
Why we have blue license plates.
Now it's time for Sam from Lake Somerset to pick your question to play Fun and Games. Pick a question. All right, this is it. Fun and Games. How old is the RBC Heritage Golf Tournament?
Oh my
Did they just have their 50th anniversary?
15 seconds, guys. Got to keep something.
I think they just had their anniversary.
Okay, 50 years.
Oh, wow. It's close. 51. 51 years. Wow. Our next question category is called Fun and Games. This time, Keith from Minnesota will go first. Keith, choose a question. For 10 points for your team, answer the question. In what sport played in Sun City uses foul terms to describe playing progress?
Tennis.
Foul is F-O-W-L. Foul. Foul term.
Oh, golf.
No,
Golf. Birdies.
Not golf.
no.
Let's go with golf. We're
Golf
going
it
with
is. Golf is right.
It is?
Yes.
Birdies.
Yeah, birdies.
Oh, that way.
Birdies,
Oh,
eagles.
Oh, gotcha.
Now let's have Doug update our neighborhood team scores. Doug?
Well, after 2 rounds of questions, Lake Somerset has no points, and the Minnesota group has 20.
This brings us to our first skill game, which Sam from Lake Somerset and Keith from Minnesota Group have already elected to play. This game is called On the Hook. In this game, you'll be using our chopstick fishing pole and paper clip hook to catch 4 paper clips from the edge of this purple bin. You may use only one hand and the chopstick fishing pole to get all the 4 paper clips on the hook at the same time. You get 20 team points if you are the fastest team to catch all 4 paper clips within 45 seconds. Now, if both teams catch 4 paper clips within 45 seconds, only the fastest one wins. The other team receives no points. Any questions? No. Got it? Now, Keith from Minnesota Group, on your mark, get set, go.
Come on, Keith. Come on. You run Minnesota.
Very good, very good, very good. Yes,
Good
that's
job.
great. That's great. Yeah, that's great.
Get it, get it.
Yay!
Very
Come on,
good.
Keith.
Next, we have Sam from Lake Somerset. Sam, on your mark, get set, go.
Go,
Go get him, Sam.
Come on. You got it, Sam.
Got it.
Woo!
There you go.
Oh, geez.
One.
Got one.
All right.
Two.
Got 2.
Come on, Sam. Come on, Sam.
Got 3.
All right, Sam.
He's got 4. Way to go, Sam. Now, our scoring team will confirm the number of paper clips caught.
After counting paper clips, Lake Somerset had 4, and the Minnesota group also had 4. But Lake Somerset did it in a shorter period of time, 28 seconds to 35 seconds. Lake Somerset now has 20 points, and Minnesota group has 20 points.
Our second skills game is called Paper Scraper. Now, as you can see, we have index cards on the table, some of which have been folded in half. So your goal is to stack 2 folded cards and place one on top, and then continue to do that until you have a paper scraper. The winner will be the one with the most completed paper floors in their paper tower in 45 seconds. You'll earn 20 points for your team, no points for the runner-up. Now, anybody have any questions? No. Questions? Nope. No. Now, Bill from Minnesota Group, let's play Paper Scraper. And 1, 2, 3, go.
Come on, Bill.
You go, Bill.
You run Minnesota.
All right.
Come on, Billy.
There's 2 floors.
Woo!
Go as high as you
Nice.
can.
All
Go as high
right,
as you
higher,
can.
higher.
Take it to the World
Get
Series.
those floors up.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we
Go
go.
slow.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Let's
Perfect,
go. Here we go.
perfect.
Take your time.
Don't let it tip over.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. There you
Good
go.
job.
There you
Keep
go.
going. Very good.
There you
All
go.
right.
You're doing fine. There
You
you
can
go.
stop anytime you want to.
Yeah, because if it falls, ooh, don't let it fall.
Don't
breathe too hard. Don't breathe too hard.
That's good. Good choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, stop the game.
We have the time.
Now that we've reset the materials for your paper scraper, Dave from Lake Somerset will construct his paper scraper. And 1, 2, 3, go.
Ooh,
All right,
There
Dave.
you go, Dave.
There you go. There's too high.
doesn't have to be pretty now.
There you go.
Take your time.
You're doing good, Dave.
Finally do it.
There you
You
go.
got it.
Higher,
Hey, let's go, Dave.
Keep those cards
let it fall.
open. Keep them open so they,
Yeah, don't let it fall.
you know.
There you go.
Making me
Keep them
nervous.
open.
Ooh,
Keep them open.
oh,
Good.
gee.
Nice and steady, nice and steady.
Good,
Ooh.
Dave. Good,
Oh,
Dave.
boy.
You're doing good. Keep one more.
Keep that card open.
Oh,
There we go,
oh,
Dave.
making me nervous. Oh, don't let it
3,
fall.
4, 5,
Don't breathe
6,
too hard.
7,
Nice job.
Okay.
Doug and our crack scoring team will count all the paper scraper floors in your tower. Here are the results from round 4. Doug.
We have counted both teams' paper floors, and Lake Somerset had 6 floors, while Minnesota group had 5 floors. Lake Somerset now has 40 points, and Minnesota group is still at 20 points.
Our third question category is called Sounds of My Generation. We start with Lake Somerset. Sam, please pick your team question. Okay, Sounds of My Generation. Who was Elvis Presley's manager?
Was it Thomas Parker?
Yeah.
It was Thomas Parker.
Colonel Tom Parker, you're right. Now, Minnesota group will play Sounds of My Generation for 10 team points. Keith, pick your question. All right. What popular soul singer, aka the godfather of soul, was born in Barnwell, South Carolina?
James Brown.
Brown, Jimmy Brown.
James Brown.
You're right, James Brown had to be. Now, Minnesota group, are you ready to play It Happened in Your Lifetime?
Yes.
Yes.
Keith, choose a question. There we go. In 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon. What was the name of their mission?
So is-
Apollo 9.
Landing on the moon.
I think it's Apollo 9.
Yeah.
It was
Apollo 9.
Ah, Apollo 11. Sorry.
That's right.
It's okay.
We should have said Apollo.
Yeah.
11.
Now it's time for Sam from Lake Somerset to pick a question and play It Happened in Your Lifetime. The one on top. You knew this was coming? In what year was the first iPhone released?
Okay, first iPhone.
The very first one. 1995.
Yeah, 94, 95.
95.
95. Okay. We're going to go with 1995.
I got June 2007.
Oh.
iPhone. Now let's have Doug update our neighborhood team scores. Doug?
After the final round of questions, Lake Somerset has 50 and Minnesota group has 30.
Our next skill game is called Nutcase. Using only one hand and one chopstick, place the nuts from the plate on a chopstick one at a time in 30 seconds. If a nut falls off the table, they may not be used again. Winner is the one with the most nuts on the chopstick in 30 seconds and earns 20 points for your team. Now, if you both place all the nuts on the chopstick, then the fastest one wins. Any questions, Gary?
No.
Yeah?
Are we doing it individually?
Yes.
Okay, so, all right, yeah, no.
Okay. Now, Gary from Lake Somerset will go nuts. On your mark, get set, go.
Okay, Gary, go. Doing good. Come on.
All right.
Hold them with your thumb at the bottom.
Bring you all the way up.
Grab
You got
it.
it. You got it. There you
Good
go.
move, good move, good move.
Doing good, doing good. Make sure the dish line's back up on the table.
Woo,
That's it.
Can you hold the bottom ones with your thumb so they don't keep sliding?
Woo!
There you go.
He's gonna be off the table in a minute. Oh!
Time, stop the game.
There you go. Good.
And now it's time for Ann from the Minnesota group to follow the same nutcase rules. On your mark, get set, go.
There you go. That's
Atta
Keep it
girl,
going.
atta
Keep it
girl.
going. Keep it going.
Gotta keep
Okay.
him on there now.
Keep
Keep him on there.
There you go. There you go.
Ah, this is terrible.
That's okay. You're doing fine.
Oh, there's what you gotta do.
Yep,
Good
you're
job, Ann.
There you
Good
go.
job,
There you go.
Ann.
There you
There's
go.
only one hand.
Keep going, keep going. Why am I?
One hand, one hand, careful.
I'm
Oh,
got
hang on,
one hand.
hang on. Good job, Ann.
There you go.
There
Keep
you
it
go.
going. Keep it going.
Yeah, she got the knack.
Yay.
How many more seconds?
Time,
Listen.
time.
Ah! I didn't do well as he did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are left.
Now Doug has the results after our nutcase challenge in round 3.
After the third skills game called Nuts, Lake Somerset had 12 nuts, Minnesota group had only 9 nuts. Lake Somerset now has an aggregate of 70 points, and Minnesota group has 30.
And understand you're part of the Minnesota club. We really had a good time with you. Tell us about that club.
We just formed. We're a new club. We're anxious to get everybody who's ever lived, driven through, whatever, in Minnesota with our club.
Does Prior Lake count?
Yes.
I could do that.
Come on over. Don't you know?
Anchoring our teams for our 4th and final skill game are Sandy from Minnesota Group and Mike from Lake Somerset. Our last skills game is called Nail Toss. Using only one hand, toss the nails one at a time into the plastic pail. You'll have 30 seconds to toss as many nails as possible, one at a time into the pail. If a nail falls on the floor or table, it may not be reused. The winner is the one with the most nails in the bucket within 30 seconds and wins 20 points for your team. If you both have the same number of nails, then both teams get 20 points for your team. Either of you have any questions?
Nope.
Good. All right. So now, Mike from Lake Somerset will go first in this nail toss game. 1, 2, 3, go!
Okay. Hurry up. Good. Go well. Good.
One at a time.
There we go. Got it.
Yeah. One at a time.
You know
Oh,
what
you're
you're
doing
doing.
that.
You got it. There you go. You're in the
You're
groove.
good.
You're in the groove.
You got it, Mike.
Nice,
Good.
nice.
Really good.
One at a time. Just keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on going.
Wow.
Ah, nice.
Good. Doing good. Doing good. You got it. You know what you're doing.
See you at Tars.
Yeah.
Doing good. Doing good. That's okay.
Stop the game. I think you nailed it. Next is Sandy from Minnesota Group. Ready to toss your nails?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, go.
There you go. There you go.
Got the range.
Whoa.
There you go. There you go. There you
There you
go.
go.
Come on, let's go. Keep
Now you
going.
got it.
Let's get it
Keep
going. There you
going,
go. There you
keep
go.
going.
There you
Keep
go.
going.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
Keep
Keep
going.
going.
Just
Keep
keep
going.
going. Just keep
There you
throwing
go.
those nails.
Go, go,
Woo.
go, 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 go.
Woo.
There you go.
Act
Come
like
on.
it's money,
Come
money,
on.
money,
That's
money,
right.
money.
It's money. It's money.
Yeah.
Bucket,
There you go.
Big bucks.
Big
Big
money.
bucks.
Hey,
Keep going. There you go.
Alright.
Almost,
Oh, shoot.
almost. There you go.
Stop the game. Stop the game.
It's not so easy.
No, I bet it's not.
Now that our contestants have finished their nail tossing, our official scores will compare the number of nails in the plastic pail. Doug?
The skills game, nail toss, Lake Somerset had 25 nails, a big number, and Minnesota group had only 5 nails. Lake Somerset now has 90 points, Minnesota group still stuck on 30 points.
Each team has selected one team member to play the final skills game challenge. This skills challenge is called Number Match. You'll have 30 seconds to turn a die to the correct number and then move it to cover the same printed number using only one hand and one chopstick. The one who matches the die numbers to the corresponding printed numbers wins 20 points for your team. If both people have the same number of matches, then the fastest one wins 20 points for their team. Do either one of you have any questions? Yes, sir. Gary?
No.
Keith? Okay. All right, Gary from Lake Somerset will go first in this game. 1, 2, 3, go.
Come on, Gary. Gary.
Got it. Doing good, doing good.
Can you count?
Looking good.
Looking good.
There you go.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that looked perfect.
Well done.
All right.
Next is Keith from the Minnesota group. Ready to number match? And 1, 2, 3, go. My golly, you're all fine.
Woo! Look at that, look at that. Can you count? Can you count? Can you count? Woo! Can you count?
Good one.
Can you count? Can you count? Can you count?
Keep it up, keep it up.
Oh. Was that number 6 or 9?
There you go.
Oh.
Who's number
Better
nine?
hurry up.
Oh,
Better
it's
hurry
a
up.
six.
Is it a 6? I
7,
don't know.
It's a
7.
6, it only goes up to 6. Very good. Oh, right there.
Time!
Yay, good going. Did it.
Nice going, Keith.
Got 'em
5 out
all.
of 6.
Yeah, I think you got them all.
No, 5 out of 6, though.
5 out of 6.
Now that our contestants have matched the die numbers to the printed numbers, our official scorers will count them and check the time. Doug?
We have counted the number matches, and Lake Somerset had 6 matches, while the Minnesota group had only 5. Lake Somerset has 110 points, and Minnesota group just 30.
I have the final scores from both teams. We have a winner. The winning team on our SCTV Neighborhood Challenge is Lake Somerset. With 110 total points. Congratulations to both teams, though. Having fun in our Neighborhood Challenge. Our sincere thanks to both teams on a very spirited and fun-filled competition. And our congratulations to Lake Somerset. Now, each of you has won $20 off of Lifestyles event, and each team member receives a fitness coupon from our Health and Wellness Department. Enjoy them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And for those of you watching there at home who would like to organize your neighborhood team and issue a neighborhood challenge of your own, please send an email request to Georgia Lash, SCTV Promotions Director at Sun City TV Hilton Head at gmail.com. Be sure to include names, phone numbers, and email addresses. You'll need a team of 4 with 2 alternate subs. SCTV will schedule you for a future broadcast of Neighborhood Challenge. I'm Jim Bruner for SCTV. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next month on Neighborhood Challenge.
This was a lot of fun. Glad we got up early to do this. It's something everybody should do.
Hello, our team had a lot of fun. It was interesting. It was a good time. Thanks very much.
So this is early in the morning for me, but it sure was a lot of fun. Got me going, got me thinking, got me talking. Do it.
This game promoted a lot of camaraderie among our Minnesota club, and I got to know them better. It's a lot of fun. I hope that you will come and do this. Bye.
We really had a great time. The challenge is exciting, it's fun, and everybody do it.
Everyone should consider joining. This is a lot of fun, and it's very competitive, and it makes for a great morning. Thanks.
Great. This is a great game. It's great for the neighborhood, and we had a lot of fun with the people, especially with the other group. I recommend it for other communities to join in and do this. Thank you.
This was a lot of fun. And Barbara Ann, I got you the Zumba class ticket you always wanted. This was great fun.